Ring announcer voice in this quarter from the National Wrestling League. Ladies and gentlemen, Marti Bell.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Hey Marti, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
All right, well, we wanted to have you on to talk about actually a lot of things. Of course, National Wrestling League is a promotion based right out of Kansas City. It's a very exciting story-based pro wrestling
Wrestling
company.
the way it used to be.
Yeah,
Wrestling the way it should be. So the National Wrestling League is, like you said, based here out of Kansas City. We also have a roster that's based out of St. Louis, but we've called Kansas City our home now for, we've been running shows since January 7th. And like you said, it's bringing wrestling back to the way it used to be, the way that, you know, we fell in love with it, with characters and storylines and just a lot of color, a lot of flair. Our production value is ridiculously amazing, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great show, and it's you know, it's great for the whole family, and I'm having so much fun doing it.
Yeah, certainly my son and I are big fans. We've been to like every show so far.
I'm a big fan of the disco dude.
Yes, and he is the disco dude. That's his wrestling gimmick. Kind of a play on Disco Inferno, if you guys remember him from the WCW days. But yeah, he's the disco dude. But yeah, actually, just to let people know, you're a professional wrestler.
I am.
You are also a backstage correspondent, announcer.
I am.
And tell us a little bit about your role there on the show.
So I came to Kansas City to work for the National Wrestling League to be the backstage correspondent, like you mentioned, and I also have a role in our social media and marketing and just a little bit of everything. But my on-screen persona was just supposed to be as the backstage correspondent, but I have been a professional wrestler for 8 years, and I think that was something that just couldn't be ignored. And our league president, Major Baisden, saw that, you know, there was definitely future in the company for women to have a stronger role than just kind of you know, managing or valeting. And so I got the opportunity, I want to say now 4 weeks ago maybe?
Something like that.
I lose track of time very easily, but I got the opportunity to be in the first ever women's match here at NWLKC, and it was a blast. And I believe it's just the beginning for women's wrestling here at NWLKC.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, you know, I always loved, you know, back in the days here, of course, Kansas City having a rich wrestling history, you know, with Bob Geigel and All-Star Wrestling in the Central States territory. And I remember seeing, you know, all the great women performing in the ring as, you know, a little kid. And, you know, I always wondered, you know, as a girl growing up, how do you get into professional wrestling? What made you want to get up there and rough and...
So I grew up between the Dominican Republic and New York. I remember being in Dominican Republic and sitting on my dad's lap watching wrestling. And I can't even tell you how long ago that was. That I must have been like 4 or 5 years old when that happened. And then when I moved to New York from the Dominican Republic, I didn't speak any English. And so I moved there, and I just hung out with my cousins, my 3 cousins, Christian, Maciel, and Richard, and they loved wrestling. And that was something that we all watched together. And I didn't need to understand the language in order to understand what was going on, what was happening on the screen, and that's how I fell in love with it. And I remember in middle school being really into it, and once I got to high school, I started playing other sports, and I wouldn't say I fell out of love with it, but I just wasn't as involved.
Right.
And then when I was 20 years old, I got the opportunity to start valeting and managing at a school in Brooklyn for Johnny Rods. And
oh, wow.
And
I love that
1996 WWE Hall of Famer Johnny Rods,
yes.
Unpredictable Johnny Rods. And then from there, I just started training, and 9 years later, here I am.
Wow. Yeah, and of course, you know, I've been following you because I'm a wrestling nerd. You know, I remember you in Evolve and Shimmer and TNA Impact, of course, part of the Dollhouse. But I remember, I think it may have been one of your first matches. I think it was Evolve against Christina Bonieri, who I love to watch on Univision on Saturdays on AAA.
Yeah.
And she was like always one of my all-time favorites. So.
Yep, she was my first match at Evolve. I actually only had 2 official matches in Evolve. One was with her, and one was against Larry Dallas. And then after that, it was just a storyline that I had with Larry that ended up culminating at the first ever WrestleCon in New York, New Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah, Larry Dallas, if that name sounds familiar to my wrestling geeks out there, you can hear him on the Busted Open show on XM Sirius 93. And I don't know, a lot of people on the show aren't a big fan of him, but I think he's great on the air.
I understand. I can understand why.
So let's talk a little more about NWL. Right now, of course, people can see you actually at the live shows and also on TV.
Yes.
Every
So
week.
we run every other Saturday night at the Scottish Rite Temple. And this week is a Kansas City week. As I mentioned, we have an office in St. Louis, a roster in St. Louis. So we alternate. We do one weekend here in Kansas City, and then we do one weekend in St. Louis at the Casa Loma Ballroom, and that's on Sundays. So this week is a KC week, and you can also watch us every Saturday night on 38 The Spot at 11 o'clock. And if you're not able to watch because you're at our show, or if you're not able to watch for whatever reason, then you can DVR and watch it later. And we also upload all of our matches, and we upload everything also to our YouTube channel, National Wrestling League on YouTube.
That's right, and it's a lot of fun. Right now, if you haven't seen the show, you're involved in, actually you were attacked last week at the last show.
I was blindsided.
A couple guys named the Howlets who were bad guys. They're kind of a biker gang type thing, and they have a hired hit lady. Is that what
I guess that's the right. Yeah, a hired hit lady. That's perfect. And someone that I considered my friend. So it was very interesting seeing. I guess they gave her an offer she couldn't refuse, and she saw that was the best way for her to get involved and into the ring, and that's okay. But unfortunately for her, she just crossed me. So
yeah, so
now things are gonna be trouble.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's on the latest episode. Unfortunately, she was held down, choked, and the boss was forced to come out and meet the demands of the Howlets, but it kind of backfired on them.
Sure did.
Now they're fighting.
Royal Blood.
Yes, you got the Royal Blood
boys
t-shirt.
The Royal Blood t-shirt.
And so they're in a series of 3 matches against the Royal Blood in order to keep their jobs because
they've already lost one, so. Yeah. I don't know. It's not looking too good for them right now. So.
And there's a bunch of other really cool characters. Gil Rogers, he's kind of the underdog that everyone loves.
Everyone just wants to see Gil succeed.
Yeah, he hasn't won a match yet, but he's getting a little frustrated. And on the last episode, I don't know, he was there drinking some wine.
I know. It was so sad watching, but I mean, Gil's such a great character, and Gil's such a great wrestler that I feel like he's going to come back from this. He's going to be okay.
And then, of course, Blaine Meeks, he's kind of the Clark Kent type character, comic book nerd, and somewhat of a superhero. He's kind of has that.
I feel like he comes out and he saves the day. He stands up for what's right. And then you have Dak Draper,
the
Kansas City,
Magnum.
the Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper, who is.
And shame on him. For interrupting your Marty minute.
That was my thing, and I opened up the show, and here he comes, Mr. Champion, throwing his weight around. But it's okay.
And he can't even get your name right.
Seriously, Marty, there's 5 letters to it. It's not that hard. It's okay. Some men just aren't very smart, clearly.
What did you hop in?
I would agree with that.
See?
So, Viviana, you've been kind of quiet. You have any questions for Marty?
I have been quiet because I am just in awe of this beautiful young lady. I can't even imagine her being in the ring wrestling. Te voy a hacer unas preguntas en español, si me permitas. Sí. Quiero saber cuántos años tenías cuando decidiste estar en este evento de wrestling.
Bueno, a mí me encantaba la lucha libre cuando yo estaba bien pequeña. Decía como de 4 o 5 años fue que la empecé a ver con mi papá. Cuando me mudé a Nueva York de la República Dominicana tenía creo que 7 años. Entonces ahí fue que empecé de verdad que me encantaba. Pero ya a los 20 fue que empecé, 20 o 19, cumpliendo 20, fue que empecé a involucrarme en la lucha libre, y a los 20 fue que tuve mi primera pelea. So.
¿Y quién te enseñó a pelear así? ¿Tú solita o tenías alguien que te estaba...?
Hay una escuela, en todo el país hay muchas escuelas. Nosotros en la NWL también tenemos una aquí, que está en North KC, se llama Training Performing Center, y ahí te enseñan todo desde los movimientos en el ring, te enseñamos cómo hablar en la cámara, te enseñamos todo que tiene que ver con lucha libre. Entonces, lo mío fue así igual también. Encontré una escuela en Brooklyn, New York, con un señor que se llama Johnny Rods y ahí fue que empecé y ahí empecé todo de cómo se hacen los movimientos, las caídas, cómo te proteges, etcétera, etcétera, y así fue que empecé.
Ya hasta ahora estás aquí en Kansas City o en San Luis, como dijiste.
No, yo vivo aquí en Kansas City. Yo estoy en el lado de Kansas City. Yo vivo aquí.
Anda, tú siempre no estás aquí en Kansas City, no vas para San Luis a
Sí,
ver
no,
usted.
yo voy a los dos sitios.
Okay.
Yo también hago las entrevistas en San Luis, pero estoy localizada aquí. Trabajo, estoy estacionada aquí. Vivo aquí y cada 2 semanas voy a San Luis y después regreso otra vez a mi casa aquí en Kansas City.
Ah, pues qué bueno, qué bonito. Déjame hacer otra pregunta. ¿Cómo te gusta la música que estabas escuchando esta noche?
¿Sabes qué? Yo, como le estaba contando anteriormente, cuando yo me mudé aquí, fue el año en que empezaron a hacer los castings para la película de Selena.
Oh, okay.
Entonces, por eso que Selena siempre ha sido como una de mis favoritas, porque crecí con eso, viendo, no crecí, vamos a decir, con su música, porque está muy pequeña, pero crecí como con el legacy que ella dejó.
Sí.
Y cuando estaba pequeña, mi abuela le encantaba escuchar a Luis Miguel, escuchaba mucho a Juan Gabriel, escuchábamos a Ana Gabriel, muchos Gabriel. Entonces,
Luis
crecí con
Miguel,
eso.
todos eran populares en ese tiempo.
Y también para mí, vamos a decir, Faye, OV7, y también a mí siempre me han encantado las novelas. Yo crecí viendo novelas, siempre mi sueño fue mudarme a México para estar en novelas, o sea que ese fue mi sueño desde pequeña. Y siempre crecí con esa música de Sin Bandera, que tenían Amor Real, o sea, Rubí, todas las novelas que tenían las canciones buenísimas. Entonces, la música regional o tejana, vamos a decir, siempre ha sido parte de mi vida, en una forma u otra.
Ah, pues qué bueno, me alegro, porque entonces puedes venir a escucharnos
Sí.
cada martes si quieres a visitarnos
Sí,
aquí. Estaremos todos
me
los martes
encantaría.
a las 7 a las 9:30. Puedes llegar, escuchar la música,
Sí.
escoger unos cuantos CDs para tocar. Y siempre estás invitada aquí.
Gracias, le aprecio mucho su invitación.
Gracias.
Well, before we wrap up, I know you mentioned the training center. If there's young men and women who are interested,
Yes.
I know they're looking for Latino stars
Always,
in the NWL.
always. Right now in NWL, there's me, I'm Dominican, and then we have, I have to take a deep breath to say her name.
Yeah.
Carolina Grisel Esmeralda Rodriguez, and she is Mexican, and she is now also officially on our Kansas City side. And then beyond that, I think that's it. So we've got 2 powerful Latina women, and we would love to have more Latinos. And obviously, we'll always want more Latina women to be involved in wrestling. I mean, la lucha libre is such a big part of our culture, I feel like.
Right.
You know, you go to Mexico, and that's such a big
It's
deal.
huge.
I mean,
Puerto
máscaras,
Rico is
of
huge.
course, Puerto Rico. We had in Santo Domingo, we had Jack Veneno. O sea que it's a big part of our life, and I feel like wrestling needs more Latino voices in it. And so we have a training performance center in North Kansas City, and it is, I wish that when I was coming up, we had something like this. It's out of this world, it's unreal. We have 2 wrestling rings. We have absolutely everything you need to be in shape. We've got, deadlifting platforms. We have a strength and conditioning coach. We have a green room to go over promos and to shoot stuff. And we have a lounge area where you can just go relax, watch some wrestling with our giant screens. I mean, it is unreal. I wish that when I was growing up or when I was coming up in wrestling, we had something like this. And it's definitely something, I believe you have to be 18. I don't know exactly. I should be a little bit better informed, but I think in Kansas or in Missouri, you might have to be like 16 with parents' consent.
Right. Yeah,
And then-
16 with parents'
yep.
consent.
So if you've got, or even if you just want to come try it out and check it out, we do open tryouts all the time, and we're always looking for more trainees, and we're always looking for the next, NWL star.
Yeah, and it is a great center. I've been there for, actually, one of the things that NWL offers is the Fight Club membership.
Yes.
And that'll get you into special shows there at the training center. You get to see the trainees putting on their matches and practicing. And that was a lot of fun to have that opportunity to do that as a...
It's also really cool. So Fight Club, like you mentioned, it's the best way to save money with NWL, and it's the best way to be able to go to every show. And we offer cool perks like that. And I think the best part about it was it was so close. Like you were right there on the action.
Right.
The wrestlers could talk to every single person if they like. It was just a great atmosphere, and it was really cool to have our Fight Club members there, especially some of our younger kids. Who to me, it's always so awesome to see the faces of the kids light up when they're watching wrestling, and that up close. I mean, it does not get better than that.
That's right. It's a lot of fun. The shows are family friendly.
Yes.
There are also adult beverages for those who wish to partake in that. So it's fun for everyone, and certainly if people want to go check out a show, why don't you give them the website and Facebook and everything?
So we've got nwleague.com is our main website, and then we have Fight KC is our Kansas City website, and Fight STL is our St. Louis website. So here in Kansas City, you'd go to Fight KC and be able to see all of our roster, pictures, and we're on every single social media platform: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have a great YouTube account, like I mentioned, National Wrestling League. And there you can find all of our matches.
All the shows, yeah.
Yeah, and if you're not able to catch it on 30 The Spot for whatever reason, after it airs on 30 The Spot, we put it on online. So it's a great place to watch and see all of our promos and stuff like that. You get to see me in my element. It's a lot of fun.
And you can find me and play like a little bit of Where's Waldo, and find me and my son there in the audience.
Look for Disco Dude, you will
Yes.
find him.
Well, I was hoping that you were a little bit bigger than what you are, because you're a little tiny thing.
I am.
And I thought maybe you could show us a couple of moves using Tomas's.
I mean, I'm sure. Don't be fooled. I've got some pretty.
Oh yeah, she's got some guns.
pretty big muscles here.
Can you take him on?
I'm sure I could.
Oh, I'm sure she could.
It's all mental. It's all up here. Don't tell them I said this, but women are obviously always stronger. So
Absolutely,
got
I agree.
But I do have a weapon. There is a steel chair there.
oh well, you're gonna have to get past me to get to the steel chair. So I don't know.
Well, Marty, it's been a lot of fun.
Thank you,
thanks
guys.
for coming up
It's been
and
so
talking
fun.
to us. And if anyone wants to see the show, I do have in my hands a couple VIP pairs of tickets. So if you want to give us a call, 816-931-5534. First two people to get through that want to come see the show will get these.
And VIP
two
gets
guys.
you down by the
Ringside.
ring, so it's ringside seating, and that's. I mean, honestly, where with the Scottish Rite Temple where we
Not a
are,
bad seat.
there is not a bad seat. Sometimes I like to go all the way to the top and like kind of watch the show, or just from a fan's perspective. And they're great seats. So just imagine how great it would be to be sitting front row or second row right by the ring. It's a lot of fun.
And it
It's
has
a lot
to be
of fun.
amazing to watch the show.
It is, and I mean, the Scottish Rite Temple is such a cool building, and it's got such an awesome feel. I don't know, it's just really exciting. It's awesome to watch, and it's always fun to watch it on TV. But watching wrestling live, there is nothing like it.
The atmosphere
Even if you're like, well, I'm not really a wrestling fan, and you go check it out, you're gonna leave there going, okay, I have to come back. I converted my parents. My parents
Wow.
saw me wrestle for the first time ever in the Dominican Republic. And by then, I'd been wrestling for a few years. But, so that was the first time they saw me wrestle. And my mom said she was shocked at how much fun she had. Because she was like, oh, esa lucha libre, eso es lo que va a hacerte caerte, te puedes dar un golpe. And then she saw me and she was like, that was so fun. And now my family is so supportive of it.
All right, awesome. Well, I'll see you Saturday, Marty.
I will see you on
And
Saturday.
thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Tomas.
All right, we're going to get right back into the music, so stay tuned right here on Taste of Tejano.
That was so